All right. And we are live. It is Wednesday, April 12th here in Tokyo, Japan. It's been a while since I did a live stream. It feels kind of weird. Um I guess I was kind of like pissed off with the whole getting strikes and stuff, you know. This channel already has, I think, two strikes for random things. It just doesn't make sense. So anyway, yeah, just decided to do a random live stream tonight, on a topic that I feel pretty strongly about regarding game. You know, there's so much bad advice in on in the dating. I don't know what to call it. I mean, the red pill space or just the online. You just see bad advice all the time, like regarding women, regarding the game, regarding everything. Um, Gabriel E in the house. What's up, brother? Long time no chat, as they say. All is well here. Good to have you in the chat. So yeah, there's this idea that you know um, that if you ignore a woman, that you're somehow gonna get her attention, and she's gonna whatever she's gonna come and you're gonna get her attention, and she's gonna start to like you. Um, Miguel in the house says, "Good to see a new live stream, man." Yeah, I'm going forward. I'm gonna plan to live stream about three times a week. I've just been busy, man. I've just been doing living life in Tokyo. I've had to sort, and you've been doing things with visas and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in Tokyo. But life is good. Life is good. Um, yeah. So back to the topic at hand. Yeah. So one of the things I've seen a lot is like ignoring a woman is somehow going to grab her attention, and she's going to be interested in you. She's gonna you that By the fact that you're ignoring her, is that it's going to somehow grab her attention. What is actually going to happen is she's she's going to care even less that you exist. She's just not even going to know that you exist. There's only there's only kind of one case in which there's only one case in which there's a smidge of truth to it, and that's when a chick already likes you and is already aware of you and is already you know interested in you, um or knows about you. And then maybe in that case, if you ignore her, she might want you a little bit more. But regarding game and regarding pickup and cold approach, like, ignoring a woman makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's like if you walk into a bar and you see the hottest chick there, and you think, if you just ignore her and don't, like, try and talk to her, don't look at her, that somehow she's going to, like, oh my god, look at that hot guy over there. No, that's not how it works. So I'm speaking from a game perspective, from like a cold approach, from a pickup perspective. I'm not talking about when you're already entangled with a woman, or you already know her, on a you know her, and you've already talked to her or whatever. There's a smidge of truth to it in that case, where you've already maybe hooked up with her, you've already done the deed. You maybe not even done the deed, but she's aware of you, you're aware of her. And then maybe if you ignore her, and that if you give her less attention, maybe, yeah, sure, maybe she might start to like you more. But yeah, like I said, for cold approach and pickup, it's not a thing. Ignoring chicks isn't going to make them like you more. It's just going to make them not know about you and not care about you. It's just gonna have yeah, it's gonna work completely against you. But anyway, I'll share a video that made me think about this topic, and I'll do some commentary on it. Let me get it up. Okay. Right. Okay.
I've been thinking about it. I want a girlfriend. All these beautiful women and I can't make one of them my girlfriend. That's it, you miss every shot that you don't take. I'm going to be more engaging with girls. Hello, Miss Beautiful.
Hello.
You're looking really nice today.
Thank you.
Anyways, could I get your phone number? You are the finest lady I have ever seen.
Such a simp. Sorry, I'm not really interested.
Damn, I thought it was going smooth.
I will say when cold approaching a chick, complimenting is fine, but going in too hard, like saying you're the finest chick you've ever seen. It's not that it could never work, but it might come across as a little bit too much. Um, you know, uh, it's like if a girl is like kind of likes, you can pretty much say anything to a chick when if you're her type, and as long as it's the way that you say it, you know it's like you shouldn't get too when doing cold approach, you shouldn't get too bogged down or stuck in like exactly what to say, as long as it's like smooth and you're confident about saying it. So you could say, oh, you're the finest girl I've ever seen, if you're confident about saying it, and the way that you say it, and you're able to, like, one of the things about cold approach that makes a successful cold approach is, first of all, that you're kind of, you're her type. You're in the range. You pass the threshold for being her type, and then it's basically just not being weird, not being awkward, because that's one of the biggest turnoffs for chicks. That's one of the reasons, guy. Like, I think the main reason you're gonna fail in cold approach, the main reason, without a doubt, is just that the chick is just not in the mood, and you're not her type. Like, she's just not like, when you're getting rejected, it's often not because of what you say. It's not like, oh, you said that. Oh, you said the wrong word at the wrong time. No, it's like, you're not her type, or it's not the right time. She's busy. She's not in the mood. She's not in the mood to be seduced. She's not in the mood to be hit on, and that's just fine. That's easy. That's fine. Like, one of the a good skill to have in cold approach, if you're trying to live the player lifestyle, is just being able to get rejected gracefully. I'm a master at getting rejected gracefully. As in, like, it really doesn't bother me. I don't care. Like, and it just doesn't, like I said, being able to get rejected gracefully, and like like just steer off from the girl, like, without it being awkward or weird. Um yeah, and knowing when a girl is not interested in you. Like, I've done so many thousands of approaches at this stage that, I know, like, almost instantaneously when a girl is not into me. I just know, like, instantaneously. Like, I can just, within the first few seconds, like, I know when she's not interested in me. Like, for definite. But it can be a little, it's sometimes it's a little bit, maybe she's interested in me, so you continue. But it comes more, sometimes it's just very, very obvious, and then you just, not to bother wasting your time. That's like, when I do boot camps with guys in Tokyo, that's something I notice a lot, with beginners, is guys that they're not really able to see when a girl is not interested in them. Because some girls will not, they'll, they won't be interested in you, but they'll kind of like string you along, half, like, you know it'll be obvious to me looking on that the girl is maybe just stringing him along and just kind of like answering questions, but she's not really interested. It just saves a lot of time when you're able to read the air and pick up on social cues and body language and all that stuff. Um, I mean, it saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of time, and it just comes with time. Really, you can only figure that kind of stuff out by trial and error, by actually doing it. Um, but yeah, whenever I'm kind of 50-50 about it, now like I'm like, yeah, she seems a little, you know, I'm not sure if this is like she's really that into it. So in that case, I'll try and wrap it up. Like, and sometimes on the odd occasion you never really know. So I'll always like shoot for if she's talking to me and being responsive. Like I've done the approach, so I'll shoot for the I'll shoot to try and get her contact at least since I've bothered to go and do the approach. So yeah, like whenever I feel like okay, this is like she's not being very receptive, but she is acknowledging, she is talking, but it's like not really, you know, it doesn't seem that I'll just like try and shoot, let's have a drink sometime and see what she says, or let's hang out sometime, try and get the contact and bounce. Like I won't like keep talking to her, wasting time. But sometimes I'll do that anyway, even when the chick does seem interested, because you know, I don't want to, it depends on what I'm doing and where I'm at, and if I have free time or not. But you know, maybe I don't have free time. I'm on my way somewhere. I'm on my way to work, or I'm on my way to meet a friend. I'm not gonna stand around talking to a girl for 20 minutes. Like, it, she's probably busy. I'm busy. Like, we're not, so I like to wrap it up reasonably quick. That's if you're not trying to do a same day lay. Obviously, if you're trying to do a same day lay, you're gonna try and take her on an insta date and um just do the deed. um Man, it's like when you live in a really convenient location, it's like it's absolutely shocking, like some of the things you can do. Like you can meet a girl if you live in the right location and you have good game, and it's like downtown, and like there's access to lots of hot girls in that area. It's not crazy to meet a girl and be banging, have her back at your place and having sex with her within half an hour. I've done that plenty of times. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's not like, yeah, it's not. I'm not saying that it's like super easy to do that, but it's like stuff like that's possible when you have the time and you have the good logistics and you have good game. Like stuff like that is very very possible, and it's it's kind of fun. Um, but yeah, let's keep watching. Dara NY Aina says, "Great to see you again, Mac. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it."
But she wasn't interested. Oh well, let's try again. She looks cute. I will try harder this time. Hey girl.
Hey.
You looking so fine in that pink hair. I thought you were a goddess. Girl, your eyes stun me up like Medusa.
WTF is this guy on? Thanks, I guess?
Yeah, like I would beat Michael Jordan in basketball for your phone number. I swear I never seen someone like you.
Oh my god, so cringe. Okay.
Okay, like okay to giving me your number, beautiful?
Sorry, I don't give out my phone numbers.
Haha, what about your Instagram, girl?
Sorry.
How about your email? Damn, I was
A girl actually said that to me today. I cold approached her, and she was quite receptive, but when I shot for her, when I shot to get her contact, it wasn't a long, I was on my way somewhere, and when I shot to get her contact, she kind of like said, "Oh, how about my mail?" And then I was like, "Your mail? Like what? Your email?" And I was like, I was like, no, what about your Instagram? And she said no. And I have a kind here. It's one of my rules. Like I don't ask twice for for a chick's contact. Like if they reject my you know, if they reject me asking, say no, like say no, or like, dismiss it, I'm not going to ask twice. And that's just me because of trial and error. I've done this like countless times, through more times than you would even imagine. So I know that, because sometimes you can convince a girl and like, let's just exchange her Insta. Why not? And you kind of convince her, and then she gives you her Instagram, and then she either. But the reason I don't bother asking twice, my point is, I don't think anything ever happens with those kind of girls that reject. You said your piece. You've cold approached the girl. You've talked to her. You've tried to make a good impression. You've tried to game her, and then she rejects your offer to exchange contacts. You know, and it is possible to like try and convince them and say, "Oh, why not? Let's just exchange contacts." But I'm just saying it's not. It's generally not worth it. I'm really serious. Like it just, when a girl rejects you, that it tells you a lot. Like when So I've learned from trial and error. That's from my experience. So I realized that it's not worth it. So she was like, "Oh, you want my email?" And I was like, "No, give me your Instagram." She was like, "No," and then I was like, I was like, "Oh yeah, have a nice day." But she was just kind of playing around, but she wasn't playing she was receptive, she was being fun, but like she was kind of dismissive. She was dismissing the idea of um giving her contact. Like it wasn't in a way that was like, "Oh, I'll give you my email." She wasn't like, she, because it wasn't like she was joking around. I mean, she was. It's hard to explain, but you'd have to have been there. But it was her way of like not giving me her contact, and that's fine. I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. Have a nice day." I'm not gonna waste my time uh trying to convince girls to give me their contact when they reject the offer of doing it. It's not worth it. I've been there and done that too many times. But anyway, in this cold approach, yeah, obviously he came off really strong. Um Let me just start it.
Numbers.
Haha. Oh, I swear I like
On.
me up like
Hey.
you looking so fine in that pink hair. I thought you were a goddess. Girl, your eyes stun me up like Medusa.
WTF is this guy on? Thanks, I guess?
Yeah, like I would beat Michael Jordan in basketball for your phone number. I swear I never seen someone like you.
Oh my god, so cringe. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, like I always say, like, it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. And yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're her type and you say it, in a confident kind of funny way, and you're really, giving out a lot of compliments, it has to be in a way that you're really confident about doing it. It can't be in a simpish way. But yeah, again, it's like it's not really what you say, it's how you say it, and it's whether or not you're her type. I mean, this is an animation and a very basic animation, but in this instance, this is obviously, yeah, like I said, it's an animation, but it's just an example. In this instance, like, this dude isn't her type, and he's also coming across as being cringe and too much. So it's like he's losing on both accounts. Um but like, honestly, like, oh man, it's so basic. Like, a lot of the time I open girls with like, "Hey, how are you?" Like, that's like straight up, like, and because I can read a lot from that. um you can do that anywhere in the world, like do that in any country, because you kind of like, even if I approach a Japanese girl, and I say, "Hey, how are you?" and I'm just kind of maintaining eye contact. I I can read a lot from her. This You can do this in any country, because you can tell whether or not they speak English. Even in Japan, if I approach a girl and I say, "Hey, how are you?" and she like the way she responds, like if she responds like in Japanese and says she can't speak English, she's still responding, and then that's fine because I can speak Japanese. You could do this anywhere in Spain, in France, any wherever, Mexico, any country. Like open in English, say hey, how are you, and see like how they respond. Um, Even in America, say hey, how are you? You can see like what I mean. It's not complicated. You can kind of just like read a lot into it. Um, like their body language. Did she smile? How's like when I approach a girl and I say hey, how are you, and her face is just stone cold. Sometimes she'll respond, but she doesn't smile. She doesn't like give me anything. Okay, I know. Like yeah, she doesn't probably not that interested. You know, it's very, 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 very rare that I'll approach a girl, say whatever, I open her and say, hey, how are you? Like, if I end up like sleeping with that girl, she fucking 99% of the time will have like given some kind of smile, some kind of like blushed a little bit, like shown indications of interest. It's very rare that I'll have like open a girl and she'll like be like iced out, like she won't give any emotion. She won't. It's instantaneous, man. Like when you get good at game and get good at reading a girl's body language, you don't waste time. It's very easy to predict success. It's very easy to predict or not predict, to know when a girl is just not interested. It saves you time and shit. Because like I said, some girls will just like kind of talk to you, kind of like nah, like and it's like some guys will spend way too long talking to disinterested girls. Some guys have sent me recordings of themselves talking to like a girl for like 20-25 minutes. Like I can tell within the first minute that she's not interested. Some girls will just talk to you if they're waiting and they've nothing else to do.
Okay to giving me your number, beautiful?
Sorry, I don't give out my phone numbers.
Haha, what about your Instagram, girl?
Sorry.
How about your email? Damn, I was spilling all my game, she didn't seem interested at all. What am I doing wrong? The harder I try, the less they seem interested.
Whoa, Jack, it seems like you're doing it all wrong again.
Chad.
Yes, it's the standing Chad, I'm here to preach.
I've been trying to be more engaging with girls, but the more I try, the less they become interested.
Yes, whoa, Jack, you got it all wrong.
I don't get it. If I want to get close to them, I have to try to have more engaging conversations with them.
There are many different ways to play the game, but what you're doing right now is simping.
I'm simping?
My boy, I have a lot to teach you, follow me.
Okay. Alright, Chad, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
The problem is that you're giving away free attention to these girls like it's nothing, and when you do this you're making yourself look like you don't have a lot going on for yourself. Plus the exaggerated compliments, you're a simp and just another obvious guy.
Then what do I...
For example, it's the way that you say it. Like I have a friend and a Mexican dude, and he compliments girls, but he does it from a position of dominance, and he does it in a kind of jokingly confident way, like a really confident joking. Not he's not mocking the girls, but he's he's saying it in a way that's very confident and kind of funny. He's not going up to girls and saying like, oh my god, you're the most beautiful girl I've seen in my life. It's like it's not even the way he does it isn't even my style, but like I don't even do what he does, but I don't know how to describe it, but he compliments chicks in a kind of funny way. You know. Yeah, he'll do it in various ways, but so you can compliment girls, but you just have to do it in a certain way, a way that is congruent with who you are, and it's not in a way that you're putting yourself down and looking up to them. It's like in a way that is like confident and kind of dominant, and showing them that you're just like having fun with the situation. But yeah, I mean, it probably is like if you come up to a girl, like I said, you can come up and compliment them, but it's like you don't want to come in too strong, like too strong, because like here's my thing. I don't even give out free compliments. What's the point? What is the point? Think about it. Like you don't need to give out a free compliment. Like I said, roll up to a girl and say, "Hey, how are you?" Wait to see if she deserves a compliment, because sometimes they're gonna ice you out. Like it doesn't make a difference. Like they're just gonna stone cold ignore you, like stone cold, like keep going about the business, like completely ignore you. So why would you go and go, "Hey, I like your style," or you can do that, but you know only on occasion. Like you can be stingy with your compliments. It's fine to be stingy with your compliments. You don't need to give a compliment. First of all, just say hello, how are you? Perfect. It's perfectly fine introduction. Perfectly fine way to open a girl. You don't need some fancy like opener. You don't need it. That's why it drives me nuts when I see these stupid fucking dating gurus on Twitter saying, "How would you open this girl?" It's bullshit. You don't need that extra shit, like pickup lines and shit. That's all garbage. Like it's all garbage. It's just about being normal, being fun. You don't need any crazy. A girl isn't gonna sleep with you because you use a certain pickup, a certain opener. It's not a. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. It's so annoying. It's such a grift. How would you open this girl? It's bullshit. It doesn't matter. Just roll up and say, "Hey, how are you?" Like it's 99% of the time, that's a perfectly fine opener. Um, you know, there's other. It depends on the situation as well. That's like a street cold approach. Um, there's other ways you can do it. Like it depends on the environment, the situation. Um, like for example, I was in the gym a while ago, and it's kind of a small gym, so I just want to be kind of sly about the way that, not sly, but I just didn't want to be so direct because it was like kind of crowded. Um, anyway, there was a chick, and I had noticed her. She was like a really really sexy girl, and I was actually wanting to use the squat rack, and it just so happened I saw her on it, and she was kind of, it looked like she was finishing up on it, and but she still had some weights on the bar. It looked like she had done her sets and whatever, and I was like, I just simply asked. I was like, a perfect opener was like, because I knew she was. I just want to see how. Like this is an example of why it doesn't matter what you say, but So I just said, "Oh, are you finished on the rack?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm finished." And I was like, "Oh well, you can leave the weights on it, like just to save her some time." But just through that interaction, I could tell by the way she responded to me that she wanted to talk to me, just by the way. She was, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm finished. Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Oh well, you can leave the weights on because I want to use it." And like she was, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, yeah. It was in Japanese, but and then I knew, and then I continued to talk to her, and then it was like I knew by the way she like engaged with me. Oh, this girl's like, she's definitely down to talk. Like just, but I at the same time, if I did the exact same thing and it was a different girl, and she's like, "Oh, I'm finished." Like if she had a very like a different demeanor, she answered in a different way. Like this girl was smiling, like she kind of blushed a little bit when I just said, "Oh, are you finished with?" Like I could just read her. I was able to read her body language. So it wasn't even a pickup line. I was just asking her, was she finished? But I guess it was kind of strategic about it, because I wasn't like saying, "Hey, how are you?" Because if I went up to her and said, "Hey," I could have done that. I could have done that with this girl, but I was being kind of like, yeah, strategic. Like I said, it's because if you go up and say, "Hey, how are you?" to a girl in the gym, you're kind of clearly hitting on them. It was just I thought it was a kind of maybe a little bit of a sneaky way. And listen, guys, maybe it's a good way to open a girl in the gym. Just like maybe spot them. You see they're finishing something. Say, ask them, "Oh, are you finished on that?" See how they respond to you. If you don't want to like directly hit on a girl in a gym, bit of gym game. But anyway, I ended up banging that girl, so good times. But um, Danny Arnold says, "Lols, the Chad archetype wasn't originally benevolent. He was originally the bully, jerk guy towards people. He would have probably mocked the guy. That kind of made me laugh a little. Indeed, indeed, the Chad archetype. Let's see what he has to say.
I need to do Chad.
Your purpose to find a higher purpose than getting girls so that you don't seek attention from women. This will make you nonchalant to women and they will become curious of you.
But I don't have a higher purpose right now, Chad. I just want a girlfriend.
Whoa, Jack, that is what a low value man is. But whatever, try it yourself. Don't show too much interest in women, almost as if you are ignoring them. It will drive them nuts.
But if I'm ignoring them, how do I?
This is just bad advice. It's just, like I said, like seriously, if you just ignore women, they're, they're just gonna care less. They're just gonna know that they're just not gonna know you exist. Trust me. It's like if I went out and just started ignoring women, how often do you think I'd get laid? It would be, I would never get laid. I would never get laid. My rotation would fizzle out, and that would be the end of it. The only way, like I said, the only smidge of truth to it is if maybe if you're exceptionally good looking and, or yeah, maybe you're exceptionally good looking, you walk into a room, you ignore women, maybe they're going to be more curious about you, or else that you've already, a girl already knows you and she knows you and you know her, then maybe stop paying attention, you start to ignore her, then maybe she might like you a little bit more. But for pickup and cold approach and meeting new women, ignoring women is just it's, it's just, it's just going to make you invisible to them. They're not going to care about you. They're not going to be like, "Oh, who's that mysterious man ignoring me?" No, it doesn't. Listen, you're just you're just guaranteed to get laid precisely 0 times if you start ignoring women. It's just that's just the way it is.
I get them to be my girlfriend.
You need to match that persona of not showing interest in women. You need to sell them the idea that you're not interested in them. Then once they become curious of you, make a small move.
Like what?
Something very subtle, Wojak, like a small talk. But this is where you will have to apply what I told you and learn on your own.
Okay, Chad, I will try.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Not this guy again. Wait, did he just walk past me without even saying hi? Why does he look so different today? His expression seems so uninterested. And it's not just me, did he get a new girlfriend or something? Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Why is he not saying anything? How have you been?
Yeah, this is fiction. Girls don't cold approach dudes in the library. This doesn't happen. And if it did happen to you, it's an extremely rare thing. Like 99% of guys don't get cold approached by random chicks because they ignored them. No. Girls just, if you ignore them, they'll ignore you and they won't ever talk to you. That's all that's ever going to happen. The only way you're going to get it, the only way you're going to get laid is by talking to girls, like striking up conversation and making them realize that you're a cool, interesting guy from talking to them. You know, um, that's just the way it is. Yeah, chicks don't ever approach me in Japan or anywhere. Maybe it's not that it never happened, but it's so rare that it's so rare that it's not even worth talking about. Like, yeah, like I just can't stress how bad this advice is. It's not good advice at all. Um, if you want to get laid, don't think that ignoring chicks is going to work. Like I said, the only case that it might work is that okay, a chick already likes you, and then you ignore her, and then she might like you more. But why would you ignore, like, you don't even need to ignore them in that case. Like, they already like you, you know? Um, uh, yeah, but for pickup, cold approach, all that stuff, ignoring women is not going to do you any favors.
I've been doing alright, I gotta go.
Did he just leave me like that? Am I not good enough or something?
Chad, it actually worked.
I will say though, again, it's a case where you've already, like, yeah, like it's a case where you're already, maybe you're in college, like you're in a social, like you're in the presence of girls that maybe rejected you in the past. Um, they know you know them, maybe not very well, but what can be quite powerful is if those girls see you with another girl. The girl doesn't need to be like super hot. Let's just say this really hot girl, rejected you in the past, and that girl then sees you with another girl. Ideally, hotter, or as hot, but it doesn't even necessarily need to be as hot. If she sees you with another girl, that her your standing goes up. You score extra points. You always score extra points as a dude when you're seen with other females. You just become more attractive. Like when I go out in Tokyo or anywhere, um, if I'm alone, sometimes I might get some IOIs, but it's not something I've really noticed. Like Japanese girls, they're very stingy with IOIs. It's like I don't want to get into the whole like the whole being white injured. It's not a thing. You're not gonna come over here and be some kind of king and get all this free pussy. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. But um, sometimes, whenever, if I go out on a date and I'm with an attractive girl, man, I get some heavy IOIs. Like sometimes, like really, like you notice, like, wow, I've really gone up. Like I've, chicks really start to notice you. I'm invisible to chicks when I go out by myself. Until I approach them, like a lot, some of the girls that I've a lot not some I'd say like the vast majority of girls that I've hooked up with, like they didn't give me any IOIs. I didn't wait for any IOIs. They didn't even see, like, I've walked by girls that, like, hot girl, walk by her, I'm like, damn. Like, she just zero IOIs. She just doesn't care about my existence. Like, she literally doesn't give a shit. But wow, like, she's fucking hot as fuck. So I double back, open her. She starts becoming real receptive, sees that I'm like a cool, like, confident guy, get her number, end up hooking up with her at a later stage or that day. So, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, being with a girl will always make you more attractive to girls. Like, it's like pre-selection, I guess. Um,
The girl that wasn't showing me any interest actually tried talking to me instead when I treated her like she wasn't there.
What did I tell you, Wojak?
Thanks, Chad. What should I do next?
Her ego is probably crumbled and she is probably thinking about you right now. Next time show her some interest.
So go back to simping.
No, Wojak, never simp. Show a slight interest, very subtle, just a small talk and maybe her number.
Okay, Chad, I will try.
It's him.
Hey.
Oh, hi. He ignored me again, but he said hey this time. What should I say to him? He turned around.
You like books?
Yeah, I guess so.
Can I get your number?
Yeah, sure. Damn, he is slick. I still can't understand him.
Chad, I got her number. Everything you said was right.
Good, Wojak.
Thank you for your help.
No problem, but there is one thing you have to know about this, Wojak. This whole game of showing no interest can be a double-edged sword.
Why is that?
Because if you're faking it to begin with, the moment she finds out your true identity, there is a chance that she will feel
And honestly, there is absolutely nothing more cringe and honestly annoying to see. I've seen guys try and pull this off, and it's so cringe when a guy's clearly faking, pretending not to be interested in a girl. Like it's so cringe, and if a girl sees you do that, she's gonna think you're an absolute dork. Like it's pretending to be like nonchalant and like so fake about it. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, it's just don't do that. Just try and be the best version of yourself. Just try and that's all you got. All you can do. Try and be the best version of yourself without being a fake ass. Without being a fake ass like idiot. Trying to be all nonchalant, pretend that you don't care. Like you know what I mean? Just be genuine. Be like, try and just be genuine and be, like I said, the best version of yourself and not trying to be this, oh, hey, what's up, girl? Yeah, I'm just like chilling. I get your number. I mean, chill sometime. Some like bullshit like that. Like, um, yeah, you just gotta get like if you're a beginner at cold approach, you just gotta get the reps in, get used to doing it. Then like it's a very valuable skill to have for pickup.
Feel manipulated, and to build up this persona of someone who doesn't care can later result in some form of identity crisis, so be careful, Wojak.
Thanks, Chad.
No problem.
So you've measured all of your runs and
All right, so that's that. So the moral of today's live stream is, yeah, if you think ignoring, if you think you're going to be able to walk into a room and walk into a bar or a club, or anywhere and just start ignoring girls, and you think that something's going to happen because of that, no, it doesn't work like that. Just precisely, you're going to be less. She's just not going to recognize that you exist or care. You're just going to precisely get zero pussy. Yeah, I mean, it's like, like I said, there is a little bit of truth to it. If maybe you're already acquainted with the girl, maybe if she's in your class, let's just say you're acquainted with her. Maybe you've tried to talk to her before, but that's just common sense. You remove attention anyway. If you shoot your shot with a girl, and she's not receptive, she doesn't take the bait, then yeah, it's like you just move on to the next thing. You don't waste your time. When it comes to trying to like seduce a girl, trying to get her on a date, it can be a little more pushy. I have this 3 strike rule. Like 3 is the max, like the max that you should go. Like you really shouldn't. I've made tons of mistakes in the past where being stupid and messaging girls too many times. But yeah, you learn from your mistakes. But 3 is like the max, like the maximum. And I'm not talking about triple. Like you can double text, triple texting. Don't do it. Like triple texting, no, that's too far. Double text, it can. Sometimes girls are just busy. Like sometimes, especially really hot girls, like they're just getting a lot of messages. So it's acceptable to double text. It is acceptable. I'm saying it is acceptable. I've gotten laid from double texting so many times, where if I had never messaged him, I probably would never have gotten laid. Treble texting, that's too many times. It's like there's a big difference between double texting and treble texting. I'll say it like that. There's a big jump. It's like, okay, 3 times, yeah, that's too much. 2 is like it could just mean that she's busy. She got a lot of messages, and some really hot girls are in high demand, to be honest. You've no idea how in high demand they are, actually. when you're talking about the top, like really sexy girls. Like, um, yeah, but yeah, just if you like a girl, just like you're just gonna have to man up and do the cold approach. Ignoring them will get you laid precisely 0 times. Um, Danny Arnold says that goes for all things in life too. Just be your optimal best dude you can be. That's being genuine. That's social calibration. That's being real. 100%. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah. So on that note, it's a good note to leave. Like, comment, subscribe. Here from here on out, I'm going to be live streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Uh, hopefully don't get any more strikes, but check the links in the description. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, just in case. Get out, check out my website. Yeah, get on my email list because I already have 2 strikes. One more, and this channel is going to be gone. So I'll have to jump over to Rumble or something. But we'll see. I don't know. If anyone wants a consultation on game, hit me up. Check out my website. So until next time, peace out. Have a good one. Bye bye.